Hello YouTube, this is Wheelchair21 and this is the rolling review for Ultr-Act, Father of Ultra. As you may know, he is technically Lord of the Ultramen. He is the father of Taro, adopted father of Ace, and he is Seven's uncle, making him the great uncle to Ultraman Zero, his wife being Mother of Ultra. Anyway, as you can see, basic of the newer designed Ultr-Act boxes with the display, awesome, shades of silver and reds and blacks. Box is very thick, very, takes my entire hand to actually grasp it, and very basic back and design. In the actual packaging, however, it is a two-layered package, which, as you can see, holds in here his actual Ultra Father mantle, 5 additional hands, dead face, color timer, piece to plug in a Tamshi stage, Ultra dumbbell, and his Father beam, and like I said, the Ultra mantle that he has for his personalized one. Now, as you can see, this overall is a huge assortment in a sense, just because of just how big this damn cape is. And to review this wonderful figure, we're gonna have to get deep down and open these bad boys up. And we're back. And as you can see, Father of Ultra, or Ultraman Ken, because he has been established that his original name as an Ultraman was Ken, has the basic mold of an Ultr-Act, which is a blend of using figure arts design with a different type of plastic quality. Now, as you can see automatically, he's a lot bulkier, a lot buffer than most Ultramen. He has a huger breast and chest paneling for his actual upper torso, making him really super strong from most Ultramen have been made so far. And he also has his Ultra belt. And different features about him is, when he wasn't an Ultraman, he did not have the belt, he didn't have the beard, and his horns were actually much smaller, more basic to his son Taro. He had a very slimmer design, shown in flashbacks and in magazine shots. The figure, as I said, has the basic points of articulation of a figure art, as in double-jointed knees, ball-jointed foot to foot joint towards the ankle, an actual toe joint, waist joint, pec joint, upper torso joint, ball jointed shoulders, elbow joint, and the basic ball wrist articulation, stuff like that. An overall regular up for the head and 360 in a sense turning ability. Now, for displaying several of his features, you actually have to remove either his head to place on the mantle, or replace his hands to use a number of his accessories, which is either the Ultra dumbbell or the Father shot. Let's go right into how you display him with the Father shot. Alright, and we're back, and as you can see, the Father shot, which is his signature version of the basic Ultraman finishing beam, spectrum beam, spatial beam, whatever you would like to call it, is a wonderful yellowish green with blue radiant aura, which looks just magnificent. Really is a just basic remold of Hayatas, Aces in them, just different plastic shades, and really looks nice. I mean, the way the color just radiates off of this really makes it very chic. Looks like kind of like a frozen over waterfall with glimmering light effects coming off of it. Just looks very amazing. I really like these beam effects. They look really well. Really, just utterly amazing. I like how they'd really put a lot of effort into making the shades of plastic very reminiscent of how their beams and effects are in the shows and movies. And they just look just perfect. I wish we actually had more, in a sense, blast effects for a lot of these Ultramen that have several variations. But they can only fit so much into such a small or huge freaking box. And the basic thing is usually just it's either replace of a ball joint and hand, or you have to actually slide it on and over. And luckily for this one, it's just using a basic. We're going to remove the hand, plug a new one in, and it's the entire beam, and it just fits over the forearm. And you just got to put into the correct configuration to have him do the average Ultraman blast. Next up, I'm going to show, or at least figure out how you put the Ultramantle on, since this will be one of my second times doing it, because you actually have to remove the head, take out the little back piece here to plug it in place, and then I will go into the mantle and displaying him with the dumbbell. Alright, and we're back. Now, as you can see, the cape is pretty much a overly modified regular Ultraman mantle, meaning it has its points of articulation in the back for its cape movements to flip out and bend back and all that jazz. Now, the basic and most visible difference is the huge broad shoulder plating, which has emblems and stuff embroidering all over the edges, and the fact that it's more turned out like an actual, old mantle / cape like material, and really just looks very dignifying for, how should I say, Ultra Father of Ultra, because he is the Lord of the Land of Light, in a sense. He rules over it, under the watch of, Ultra King. He, in a sense, also has this awesome dumbbell weapon that he uses, which usually shoots out, I think, electrical currents, and he uses as, like, a weighted weapon. The way you're supposed to actually apply it is it's actually a double-sided, easy to remove, where if you take off one end of the dumbbell, it just slips out of his hand. It's just able to pull right out and be removed, much to the, how should I say, antics of a normal Revoltech, not Ultr-Act, because Revoltech were the first to do stuff where you have to actually disassemble the weapon to just get it into a figure's hand. Overall, I gotta say, this is a wonderful and amazing figure. I mean, it comes with quite a few hand accessories, the color timer, its own mantle, its own basic energy beam, and they actually gave you a rarity, which is his dead head, which he displayed in, I think, upon his debut or whatsoever during the battles of Ultraman Ace when he fought Hipparito. This is really cool because this is, I think, one of the first or only Ultra-Acts to actually come with what happens when their light goes out. It looks very grand. I mean, as you can honestly tell by the features of his face, he is mostly a regular Hayata mold, given a beard, and the basic horns that would then be reused for Taro. This is overall very a nice design, very nice mold, and it's easy to replace since it just plugs right onto a ball joint. Just like with the color timer, it just easily pulls out and plugs back in. Or when he died, he actually got his color timer completely ripped out, which was a first. I really gotta say, overall, that these accessories, that these figures are just wonderful. This one, though, has a lot of the quality issues that basic original Ultraman, Ultr-Acts get, where they will have loose jointed hips and tight joints because of the silver paint and red paints mesh that, in a sense, metallic paint, it doesn't dry, or metallic plastic doesn't dry as fast, and actually gets stuck and wedged up when it's in heated areas, stuff like that, because it melts in a sense, or at least gets rubbery and locks into place. So you may have some issues with like the knees, the shoulders, the elbows, where there's specific contorted jointed areas. You will have some issues of tight and torque. So be careful, because you do not want to break this thing upon opening it, because this is a wonderful, wonderful figure. I overall enjoy it. I hope people who are fans of Ultraman and a fan of Father of Ultra, who barely gets to, show his stuff in action and stuff, show how he's one of the probably strongest people of the Land of Light, in a sense, get to do his thing. As for now, I've been Wheelchair21. This has been a rolling review. You can check me out here on YouTube, where you can like, subscribe, comment my channel. You can check out all my friends' channels down in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter at Wheelchair21, on Instagram at Taja_Doyle. You can check me out over at The Broken Infinite and Hirotaku.com, and on the podcasts such as Toku Anime News, WRW, and Morphin Bracers. And also check out the Ultra-Cast, run by a few of my friends from Anisatsu Podcast and myself. And we'll see you next time.